This is your guide on how to make your curly wig look natural, from the edges to the cut to defining the curls. I'm taking you beginning to end on how I transformed this wig from straight out the box to a little bit more natural. The wig we're working with today is from Unice hair. This is their finger coil wig. Basically the first thing you need to do is start off with a curly wig. So we're using this one today. I love Unice hair. I never have any complaints with them because I love the way that their wigs come customized. It came pre-plucked, pre-bleached, and already with the coils on the ends. This is how it looks straight out of the box. The details, it's 150% density. So I always say when you get in a curly wig, you really don't have to go for like 200 or anything, especially when you have a tight curl, because you're gonna get the fullness from how tight the curls are. As you can see, the hairline is very pretty. The knots are already bleached and they're super small. This wig comes with the drawstring in the back, so it's perfect for any head size. And then you also have this small elastic band to fit on your wig and make it tighter. It's way more comfortable, and they have these grippies on the inside. And this is what helps your wig to stay in place a lot better than any of the other ones, okay? So this is what makes this one different. And the lace, immaculate. I always have great things to say about the lace. As you can see, it blends in so good. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and add a little bit of makeup to your lace so you can tint it. I'm using a foundation shade that I love to use. It matches me perfectly, and it will be in the description box below, along with everything else that I use. So let's get into this hairline. The hairline that I love to do is this realistic look. I did it in my last video, not specifically my last video actually, but the video before that. And I've been doing this on TikTok for a while now. If you don't follow me over there, make sure to go follow me. But the first thing you want to do is pull out an extremely thin layer of hair. As you can see, I section off the thinnest section of hair in the front. And then you go back in with your tweezers and tweeze that hair to make it a little bit thinner. I use my scissors to cut about an inch. Yeah, about an inch long. You don't want it too long, but you want it on the shorter side, shorter than you would normally do. Once you do that, you're going to continue to go in and pluck out any hairs you see in a thick section. So if you see that it's darker than the rest of the hair that you have pulled out, then that's where you need to pluck at. I love doing these because it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be molded down. You don't have to be a pro. This is very easy to do. So again, I'm just repeating the same thing I did on the other side, sectioning out a thin section of hair. Then taking my tweezers and tweezing out any areas that look a little thicker. And then cutting those baby hairs or edges down. You want to do this all around the hairline. If I had a straight wig, I normally don't touch the middle, but because we have a curly wig and I'm trying to give curly girl, like I just grew this my whole entire life, I am going to go in the middle and do the same exact steps that I did to the other side. As you can see, there's a little bit more darker areas in the middle, so that just means that we're going to have to pluck a little bit more hairs out, repeat the same steps, and I'm going to meet y'all back when we get into the next part. This should be what you're working with. I love the way that this looks. You can stop here, but if you want to do a little extra like I have been doing, you can add this step as well. So this is just to create a little bit more of an irregular hairline. So basically we're stepping up a notch, the same exact parts we did at the first step, but we're going to make bigger sections of hair. This is to make the hairline look less perfect, right? So I'm going for the flyaway look. Normally the front of people's hair is a little bit shorter than the rest, so I'm taking my edge comb and I'm pulling out small sections of hair, not necessarily straight, just like pieces basically, right? And I'm cutting them longer than the last section, so 2 inches or so, not too short. You definitely want these pieces longer. So after I do that, I like to mold the hair. I'm using mousse, so this is Nairobi, and I'm putting it on all the short hairs that I just cut to make them more defined and to lay down more. This is a wig, it will not lay like normal hair, so I'm training it and shaping it how I want it to lay. Once the hair dries, you'll just comb through it and it will be fluffy. It won't be laid down or anything. Now that we've upgraded our hairline, it's time to do the curly cut. So I'm starting off by detangling the hair. The finger coils has it in that shape and I need to get it undone. So just comb through your hair and you're gonna wet it down. It's easier to cut curly hair. It's easier to cut any hair wet. So we're gonna start off wetting this hair and putting it in a ponytail at the very top of the head. For this first section, you're going to cut off about 2 to 3 inches depending on how short you want the hair to come out. It needs to be a drastic cut though, or you won't really notice a difference. After you do that, you're going to section the hair again behind the ear. This is basically the middle section. So we're going bottom, middle, top. You're going to section this middle section of hair and pull everything to the top in a ponytail again. Now you're going to cut off another section of hair about 2 inches or so, release that, and we're going to make another section at the very top, basically the crown or where your bang area would be. This is going to be your shortest section of hair. I'm not putting it in a ponytail because it's not that much hair, but I am going to cut off again another 2 inches of hair. You don't want to go too short because curly hair scrunches up, and by the time this dries, you don't want to look like you have super short hair in the front. So give yourself a little bit of wiggle room for when the hair actually is going to dry. To define the curls, I'm using 2 products, water and mousse. That's all you need. And the mousse I like to use is from the Dew or the Dough. I always say it wrong, but this is the mousse here. I love it. I've been using it for like years. It's so good. It defines the hair really good and it doesn't leave it crunchy. Also, I'm using my unbrush. I mentioned this in every video. I love this brush, and for wigs, it just makes it super easy to detangle the hair. For really defined curls, you want to make sure your hair is saturated and you have enough water and mousse going in with it. Also, when I comb through the hair with the brush or brush through the hair, I want the curls and the hair to clump together. I don't want it to be super separated. That's what makes the curls more juicy. And because this is the finger coil wig, it already pretty much has those coils at the end, so you don't have to go in and do it again yourself. That already is going to make the curls look more juicy as well. I know I'm saying that a lot, but it's a specific type of curl you get when I say that. You know what? If you know, you know, you know. Okay, so I'm using my diffuser. You don't have to use one if you don't have one. You can just let it air dry, but diffuser makes a big difference. I love it. You're basically scrunching up the hair as you go so you can remain with that, you know, fullness and that curliness at the end. I end off everything by using my hair serum. I just like this because it makes the hair shiny. This is from Nexus. I use it on all my wigs at the very end. And these are the results that you get from the curly cut, from defining the curls, and the wig, the base, everything all in one. I hope that this helps. If you aren't already doing your curly wigs like this, definitely try it out. This is my second time doing bangs. I love the way that this looks. It's very fitting for my round face girls. So yes, all the details of the wig will be down below. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you're subscribed so you can learn the tips on how to make your wigs better at home.